to the ASMR History Channel. I'm Sophie, and today we will journey back to the ancient Near East to delve into the fascinating history of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. Allow the gentle whispers to guide you through the rise and fall of this powerful empire. From its impressive military conquests and grand architectural achievements, to its influential cultural and administrative innovations. As you listen, find a comfortable place to relax and let the whispers of history transport you to a time of grandeur and intrigue. The Neo-Assyrian Empire, which emerged during the 10th century BC, quickly rose to power in the ancient Near East, establishing itself as the dominant force in the region. This rapid ascension was propelled by a combination of aggressive territorial expansion and significant cultural achievements spearheaded by influential rulers like Tiglath-Pileser and Ashur. These leaders not only expanded the empire's boundaries, but also fostered advancements in various fields such as art, science, and literature, leaving a profound impact on future generations. Among the notable contributions of the Neo-Assyrian Empire was the establishment of the renowned library of Ashur, a treasure trove of knowledge and intellectual pursuits that showcased the empire's commitment to learning and scholarship. This library housed a vast collection of cuneiform tablets containing texts on diverse subjects such as history, literature, and medicine, reflecting the intellectual richness of the time. However, despite its initial successes and cultural achievements, the Neo-Assyrian Empire faced challenges in the late 7th century BC that ultimately led to its decline. Internal conflicts, economic strains, and external pressures from emerging powers like the Babylonians weakened the empire's grip on its vast territories, contributing to its eventual downfall. The fundamental principles of imperialism and the pursuit of global dominance were deeply ingrained in the rulers of the ancient Near East, dating back to the early dynastic period of Sumerian leaders from 2900 to 2350 BC. These leaders engaged in conflicts to establish hegemonic empires and exert control over neighbouring city-states, setting the stage for the rise of powerful empires in the region. One of the earliest instances of world conquest can be traced back to Lugal-Sargesi, the ruler of Uruk in the 24th century BC, who seized control of Lower Mesopotamia, showcasing the early ambitions for regional dominance. The subsequent founding of the Akkadian Empire around 2334 BC by Sargon of Akkad marked a significant milestone in Mesopotamian history, establishing the first major empire in the region and laying the groundwork for future imperial states to emerge and shape the ancient Near East. In the centuries following the Akkadian Empire, a series of imperial states rose and fell in Mesopotamia and its surrounding regions, each leaving its mark on the political landscape of the ancient Near East. These empires, driven by a desire for power and influence, vied for supremacy in the region, shaping the course of history and setting the stage for the rise of the Neo-Assyrian Empire and its subsequent impact on the ancient world. The desire for universal dominion was a persistent theme in the royal ideologies of Mesopotamian monarchs across generations, exemplified by grandiose titles such as King of the Universe that reflected their lofty ambitions. The Middle Assyrian Empire, which emerged in the 14th century BC, underwent a remarkable transformation from a modest city-state centered around Ashur to a dominant power in the Middle East. Visionary leaders like Adad-nirari-dan and Tukulti-Ninurta played pivotal roles in propelling Assyria to its zenith by conquering Babylonia and extending its influence throughout the region. Despite facing periodic setbacks rulers like Tiglath-Pileser, the empire eventually entered a phase of decline. However, during the reign of Ashur, the Neo-Assyrian Empire experienced a remarkable resurgence in power as the king spearheaded military campaigns to reclaim lost territories. This period marked a significant juncture in Assyrian history, characterized by a concerted effort to restore the empire to its former grandeur. While some historians have posited a distinction between the Neo-Assyrian Empire and its predecessors, a closer examination of royal inscriptions and military strategies reveals a more interconnected narrative. The Neo-Assyrian kings, drawing inspiration from the accomplishments of the Middle Assyrian Empire, endeavoured to revive Assyrian dominance under an unbroken royal lineage. These monarchs viewed their conquests not only as a means to expand their territory, but also as a way to free Assyrian populations residing beyond traditional borders from foreign rule. The archaeological discoveries made in the territories reclaimed during the decline of the Middle Assyrian Empire underscore the enduring impact of Assyrian culture and authority in these regions. Overall, the evolution of Assyrian power from the Middle Assyrian Empire to the Neo-Assyrian Empire exemplifies a cyclical pattern of rise, decline, and resurgence rooted in the ambition for universal dominion and the preservation of Assyrian heritage. The legacy of these successive empires continues to shape our understanding of ancient Mesopotamian history and the complexities of imperial rule in the ancient Near East. In the early stages of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, the primary objective of the ruling monarchs was to strengthen their hold on the region and extend their authority westward to the Kabul River. One significant event that underscored the empire's resource challenges was Ashur II's triumphant campaign in Katmahu. This victory shed light on the need for a strategic reassessment of the empire's reconquest approach to overcome resource constraints and solidify their dominance. Building upon the foundation laid by Ashur II, subsequent rulers such as Adad-Nari and Dulnurta II took aggressive measures to expand Assyrian territory and bolster their power. Adad-Nari II, in particular, spearheaded military campaigns targeting lands southeast of the Little Zab River, which were previously under Babylonian rule. These conquests resulted in substantial territorial gains, with key cities like Araba falling under Assyrian control. These newly acquired territories provided crucial strategic bases for launching future campaigns into the eastern regions. Furthermore, Adad-Nari II extended Assyrian influence to the west by subjugating smaller kingdoms and forging alliances with local leaders. These strategic moves not only enhanced Assyrian authority in the Western territories, but also paved the way for further expansion and consolidation efforts. Tiglath-Pileser II continued this ambitious agenda during his brief rule, conducting expeditions along the Euphrates and Kabul rivers. By extracting tribute from cities that had historical ties with Babylon, Tiglath-Pileser II reinforced Assyrian dominance in the east, engaging with powerful regional entities like Karuri, Habosa, and Ganu. The equine resources obtained from Ganu played a pivotal role in sustaining Assyrian military strength and further solidifying their position in the region. The subsequent reign of Ashur-Nisirpal II ushered in the second phase of the Assyrian reconquest, with a continued focus on expansion and consolidation efforts. Ashur-Nisirpal II's leadership further propelled the empire's territorial growth and solidified their dominance in the region, setting the stage for future conquests and the establishment of a formidable Neo-Assyrian Empire. Between 883 and 859 BC, the Assyrian Empire, under the leadership of the formidable ruler Ashur-Nasir-Pal, embarked on a path to solidify its dominance in the Near East, laying the foundation for its future supremacy in the region. Ashur-Nasir-Pal's reign was characterized by a unique blend of military prowess and a surprising sense of compassion towards his subjects, as he implemented innovative measures to improve the well-being and security of his people during turbulent times. Inheriting a vast reservoir of resources from previous conquests, Ashur-Nasir-Pal wasted no time in further strengthening Assyrian authority through a series of well-planned military campaigns that not only demonstrated the empire's military strength, but also its strategic acumen. The initial military expeditions, led by Ashur-Nasir-Pal in 883, were primarily aimed at suppressing rebellions in cities like Suru and Ti along the northern banks of the Tigris River. Harsh penalties were imposed on dissenters to ensure obedience and establish the empire's control over the region. As Assyrian power expanded, conflicts erupted with neighbouring territories such as Zamua in the eastern Zagros Mountains, Nairi and Urartu in the north, and continued confrontations with Aramean and Neo-Hittite kingdoms in the west, posing significant challenges to Assyrian hegemony. Among Ashur-Nasir-Pal's notable achievements was the decisive victory over the troublesome Aramean king Auni, who had been a persistent threat to Assyrian interests, launching frequent attacks along the Kabur and Euphrates rivers. Auni's eventual surrender marked a crucial triumph for Ashur-Nasir-Pal, opening up new avenues for Assyrian expansion beyond the Euphrates into territories that had been inaccessible for centuries. This victory not only expanded the empire's territorial control, but also consolidated Ashur-Nasir-Pal's reputation as a strategic military leader capable of overcoming formidable adversaries. In summary, Ashur-Nasir-Pal's rule marked a significant period in Assyrian history, characterized by a strategic military expansion that not only showcased the empire's military might, but also highlighted the ruler's astute leadership and concern for the welfare of his people amidst turbulent times. Through a series of successful military campaigns and diplomatic maneuvers, Ashur-Nasir-Pal laid the groundwork for Assyria's future dominance in the Near East, solidifying its position as a formidable regional power. Ashur-Nasir-Pal's resounding success in expanding Assyrian influence paved the way for a bold campaign that reached as far as Lebanon and the Mediterranean coast. This remarkable feat compelled neighbouring kingdoms to opt for paying tribute rather than facing the formidable Assyrian forces head-on. The wealth acquired from these conquests served as the fuel for Ashur-Nasir-Pal's ambitious vision, particularly evident in the extensive construction projects undertaken in key Assyrian cities. Among these, Nimrud stood out as the focal point of his imperial ambitions. In a bold move that reshaped the Assyrian landscape, Ashur-Nasir-Pal designated Nimrud as the new capital in 879 BC. This decision marked the beginning of a monumental effort to fortify and enhance the city, turning it into a symbol of Assyrian power and grandeur. The grandeur of Nimrud was further emphasized by Ashur-Nasir-Pal's inscriptions detailing his conquests and his symbolic act of washing his weapons in the waters of the Mediterranean, solidifying Assyria's dominance in the region. The shift of the capital from Ashur to Nimrud was a transformative event that altered the religious centre into a ceremonial city of immense significance. The imposing walls encompassing Nimrud, stretching over 7.5 kilometres, served as a testament to the magnificence of the new capital. Nimrud boasted a plethora of impressive structures, including palaces, temples, administrative buildings, and residential areas, all contributing to the city's grandeur and prestige. Ashur-Nasir-Pal's innovative spirit was not limited to construction projects, but extended to the creation of botanical gardens and one of the earliest large-scale zoos known to history. These zoos showcased exotic plants and animals brought back from his military conquests, adding a touch of allure and uniqueness to Nimrud. These additions not only reflected Ashur-Nasir-Pal's prowess as a conqueror, but also underlined his commitment to showcasing the splendour and diversity of the Assyrian Empire. Scholars have proposed a variety of theories to elucidate the factors contributing to the capital shift, offering insights into the motivations behind this significant transition. One school of thought suggests that Ashur-Nasir's desire to establish a lasting legacy played a pivotal role in the decision-making process. By focusing on the construction and embellishment of Nimrod, Ashur-Nasir aimed to leave behind a tangible symbol of power and grandeur that would endure through the ages. This vision for a monumental city reflected his ambition and aspiration for a prominent place in history. On the other hand, some scholars argue that Nimrod's strategic trade position and its central location within the empire were key determinants in the capital shift. The favourable geographical location of Nimrod facilitated economic growth and enhanced trade opportunities, making it a lucrative hub for commerce and cultural exchange. Additionally, its central placement within the empire enabled efficient administration and communication, serving as a nexus for political activities and governance. The completion of Nimrod in 864 BC marked a significant milestone in Assyrian history, culminating in a grandiose 10-day celebration orchestrated by Ashur-Nasir. The extravagant festivities, attended by over 69,000 guests, showcased the opulence and magnificence of the Assyrian court, solidifying Nimrod's reputation as a centre of lavish entertainment and cultural sophistication. The lavish feasting and revelry during the celebration underscored the wealth and power of the Assyrian elite, leaving a lasting impression on both contemporaries and future generations. During the reign of Shalmaneser III, Assyria pursued an aggressive policy of territorial expansion, consolidating control over regions along the Khabur and Euphrates rivers. Military campaigns were launched to subdue resistant kingdoms like Bit Adini, with the defeat of Auni Raman paving the way for the establishment of Kalmanu Ashur as a new administrative centre. This strategic move further solidified Assyrian dominance in the region, showcasing the empire's military prowess and administrative efficiency. Despite facing challenges from formidable adversaries such as Uru in the north, Shalmaneser III's bold military campaigns continued to expand Assyrian influence across the ancient Near East. The successful sack of Arak-Kashun, the An capital, in 856 highlighted Assyria's military strength and strategic acumen, demonstrating the empire's ability to overcome obstacles and assert its dominance in the region. Shamona's pivotal role in maintaining unity between Assyria and Babylon was exemplified through his support of Marduk-Zakumi in quelling Shalan uprisings in southern Mesopotamia. This collaboration between the two leaders was immortalized in surviving artwork, depicting them exchanging a symbolic handshake, symbolizing the enduring bond between Assyria and Babylon. As the 840s and 830s BC unfolded, Shalmaneser resumed military campaigns in Syria, taking advantage of the weakened opposition following Hadar's demise in 841. This strategic maneuver allowed Assyria to further extend its influence in the region, showcasing the empire's resilience and strategic foresight in navigating complex geopolitical landscapes. Despite multiple strategic offensives launched by the Assyrian forces in an effort to capture Damascus, they encountered fierce resistance from the local defenders, proving to be a challenging endeavour. Shana, known for his ambitious military campaigns, expanded his reach into the region of Cilicia in Anatolia, showcasing the vast territorial extent of the Assyrian Empire. However, the process of establishing and consolidating Assyrian dominance in these newly acquired territories presented numerous obstacles, leading to a precarious state of imperial authority in various regions under Assyrian control. As Shana III's reign progressed, a new threat emerged in the form of the Kingdom of Uru, which posed a significant challenge to Assyria's stability. Despite relentless military campaigns launched by the Assyrians against Uru, the kingdom exhibited remarkable resilience and stood its ground as a formidable adversary, thwarting Assyrian attempts at subjugation. The influential figure of Ashur played a pivotal role in the 830 campaign against Urartu, signalling potential risks to Shana's leadership and the stability of the Assyrian Empire. The internal turmoil within the Assyrian court eventually culminated in Shana's demise in 824, with his son Ashur-Danipal rebelling in a bid to seize the throne, possibly motivated by resentment toward his younger brother Shamshadad, who was the designated heir. Upon Shana's death, Shamshadad thus ascended to the throne, potentially under the guidance and influence of Asur, marking the beginning of a new era in Neo-Assyrian history known as the Age of the Magnates. During this period, Assyrian magnates wielded significant political power and influence, overshadowing the authority of the kings, whose control over the empire began to diminish. The era of the magnates is often viewed as a period of decline for Assyria, characterized by limited territorial expansion and weakened central governance. However, many magnates seized the opportunity to strengthen the military and economic structures of the empire, enhancing its resilience and stability despite the overall challenges faced by the Assyrian state during this transformative period. Shamshadad's early military endeavours concentrated on besieging Iranian fortifications in the western region of Iran. Although these campaigns met with only partial triumph, they laid the groundwork for a series of forthcoming challenges and opportunities within the ever-changing realm of Neo-Assyrian history. The annals of ancient Assyria unveil a tapestry of intricate power, struggles that unfolded across the reigns of diverse monarchs and influential personalities. The strategic pivot initiated by Shamshi-Adad toward Babylonia in 815 BC stands out as a pivotal moment in Assyrian military campaigns, ultimately resulting in conquests and territorial extensions. Nevertheless, the empire's weakened state hindered the full exploitation of these conquests, leaving southern Mesopotamia in turmoil and the Babylonian throne unoccupied for an extended duration. The subsequent rise of Adad-Nari III to the throne, under the sway of formidable figures such as the Tanu Nur-al-Ilah and his mother Sharat, heralded a new chapter in Assyrian governance characterized by a fragile equilibrium of power. The enduring influence of Shamira-Mat, an extraordinary woman in Assyrian annals who wielded considerable authority and even spearheaded military expeditions, continued to resonate in the political sphere during Adad-Nari III's rule. However, her demise signalled a shift in power dynamics, with figures like the influential eunuch Nur-al-Arash assuming a prominent role in shaping the king's decisions. Despite grappling with limitations on his authority, III oversaw a series of triumphant military campaigns in western Iran and instigated offensives against neighbouring territories, underscoring Assyria's military prowess during his reign. These military victories not only bolstered the kingdom's territorial holdings, but also solidified its reputation as a formidable force in the ancient Near East. The appointment of Shamshi-Ilu as the Tanu by Adad-Nari III was a pivotal moment that significantly enhanced his political influence, ultimately shaping Assyrian policies for many years to come. This decision by Adad-Nari III had far-reaching consequences, setting the stage for a period of significant transition and decline in royal authority during the reigns of his successors, including Shalmaneser IV, Ashur III, and Ashur-Nari. Under the reign of Shalmaneser IV, Shamshi-Ilu's influence continued to grow, leading to a notable shift in power dynamics within the Assyrian Empire. This influential figure asserted his independence to such an extent that he stopped acknowledging the king in official inscriptions, a move that underscored the changing landscape of authority within the empire. This shift in power dynamics had significant implications for the internal governance and external relations of Assyria. As Assyria engaged in military campaigns against various adversaries, such as Ratu and Aratu, the empire faced internal challenges during the reigns of Ashur-Anthrud and Ashur-Nari. These challenges manifested in the form of revolts and natural phenomena that were interpreted as signs of divine disfavour, further complicating the political landscape of the time. Despite these adversities, the Assyrian Empire demonstrated resilience in navigating through turbulent times, as evidenced by the eventual quelling of unrest under Ashur-Nari V's rule. A closer examination of these historical events and power struggles provides valuable insights into the complexities of governance and authority in ancient Assyria. For instance, Ashur, the brother of Dan III, was known for his passive ruling style, despite achieving success in the campaign against Arpad in northwestern Syria. However, this victory was overshadowed by the critical defeat suffered by Assyrian forces against Sadri II of Aratu, a defeat that highlighted the diminishing power of Assyria during a period marked by internal strife and external threats. Overall, the intricate interplay of political dynamics, military campaigns, and internal challenges during this period offers a rich tapestry for understanding the complexities of governance and authority in ancient Assyria, shedding light on the empire's resilience and vulnerabilities in the face of evolving power struggles and external pressures. The ascension of Tiglath-Pileser II in 745 BC marked a pivotal moment in Neo-Assyrian history, as he ushered in a new era characterized by ambitious military conquests and administrative overhauls aimed at consolidating royal authority and streamlining governance. Tiglath-Pileser II's reign saw the Assyrian Empire undergo a transformation through a series of strategic military campaigns that not only expanded its territorial boundaries, but also solidified its dominance in the region. For instance, Tiglath-Pileser II's successful capture of key cities, such as Arpad and Babylon, not only showcased the military might of the Assyrians, but also established a network of strategic strongholds that allowed for effective control over the newly acquired territories. Moreover, Tiglath-Pileser II implemented far-reaching administrative reforms that reshaped the structure of governance within the empire. One significant reform was the shift from a tribute-based system to a taxation model overseen by appointed provincial governors. This change not only ensured a more stable and predictable revenue stream for the Assyrian state, but also centralized power in the hands of the king and his appointed officials, thereby enhancing the efficiency and control of the administration. Following Tiglath-Pileser II's death in 727, his son Ululu ascended the throne as Shalmaneser I, continuing his father's legacy of military prowess and administrative stability. Shalmaneser I's reign was marked by a series of successful military campaigns, including the conquest of Samaria and the annexation of additional territories in northern Syria and Cilicia. These victories further expanded the Assyrian Empire's sphere of influence and solidified its position as a dominant power in the region. In 722, Sargon II seized power in a palace coup, establishing the Sargonid dynasty and claiming a divine mandate for his rule. Sargon II's rule brought about significant changes within the Assyrian realm, leading to internal discord and challenges to his authority. The discontent among various factions within the empire, including uprisings led by formidable foes such as the Chalan warlord Marduk-Apla-Adena II and the Elamite king Huban-Nikas I, posed a significant threat to Sargon II's rule. These internal and external challenges set the stage for a period of transformation and unrest within the Assyrian Empire, shaping its trajectory for years to come. The conflicts and power struggles that emerged during Sargon II's rule would have far-reaching consequences, ultimately influencing the course of Assyrian history and the fate of the empire in the tumultuous years ahead. Despite facing initial challenges, Sargon, the ruler of Assyria, displayed remarkable military prowess and strategic acumen in quelling movements seeking autonomy in the western regions. His successful campaigns against formidable adversaries like Situ in Anatolia and Manaya in western Iran showcased his ability to expand Assyria's influence through conquest. By the year 717, Sargon had achieved a significant milestone by founding a new imperial capital, Dur-Shukin in Kish. This move not only symbolized the consolidation of Assyria's power, but also demonstrated Sargon's vision for centralizing authority within the empire. One of the most notable conquests under Sargon's rule was the annexation of Cyprus in 709, which further extended Assyria's territorial reach and brought new resources and strategic advantages to the empire. However, as his reign progressed, Sargon shifted his focus towards Babylon, engaging in diplomatic negotiations with figures like Marduk-Apla-Adena II to maintain stability in the region. This strategic pivot towards Babylon raised suspicions among certain Assyrian monarchs who viewed Sargon's actions as potentially compromising Assyrian interests in favour of Babylonian influence. Tragically, Sargon met his demise during a military campaign in Anatolia in 705, succumbing to the rigours of combat and leaving a void in Assyrian leadership. His untimely death marked a turning point in Assyrian history, as his son Sennacherib ascended to the throne amidst theological and internal challenges. Sennacherib faced the daunting task of avenging his father's death and reclaiming control over Babylon, which had slipped from Assyrian grasp during the transition of power. One of Sennacherib's most significant military endeavours was the invasion of the Levant in 701, aimed at re-establishing Assyrian dominance in the region. Historical records provide conflicting narratives regarding the outcome of this campaign, with Assyrian sources portraying it as a successful assertion of power, while biblical accounts suggest a different perspective. Despite these challenges, Sennacherib's reign was characterized by Assyria's continued strength and influence in the ancient Near East. Through skillful diplomacy and military campaigns, Sennacherib managed to secure tribute from vassal states, consolidate Assyria's position as a dominant force in the region, and pave the way for future rulers to further expand and solidify Assyrian power. The period of Assyrian control over Babylonia was a turbulent era filled with numerous obstacles that tested the strength and resilience of the Assyrian Empire. In addition to defending against invasions from Elam and grappling with internal strife, the Assyrians encountered persistent opposition from the Babylonian populace, resulting in the destruction of the city and the subjugation of its political autonomy during Sennacherib's rule. The intricate power dynamics within the Assyrian royal family, particularly the intense rivalry between Sennacherib's sons, Ardamalu and Asaradan, vying for the throne, added layers of complexity to the political landscape of the time. The dramatic regicide of Asaradan by Ardamalu in 681 BC vividly illustrated the precarious nature of succession within the Assyrian Empire. Despite the myriad challenges he faced, Asaradan skillfully consolidated his authority and navigated a delicate balance between the northern and southern regions of the empire. His leadership was characterized by ambitious endeavors, such as the extensive reconstruction of Babylon and the safeguarding of Assyrian religious sites. Amid personal struggles, including struggles with mistrust of advisors and familial discord, Asaradan orchestrated successful military campaigns that significantly expanded Assyria's territorial holdings, encompassing conquests in Anatolia, Phoenicia, and the Arabian Peninsula. The decisive victory over Egypt in 671 BCE highlighted the military might of the Assyrians under Asaradan's astute command. Asaradan's adept management of internal threats, such as foiling plots and countering conspiracies against his rule, showcased his ability to maintain firm control through vigilant surveillance and resolute actions. By strategically appointing his sons Ashurbanipal and Shamash-Shum-Ukin as his successors and securing loyalty pledges across the empire, Asaradan laid down a solid foundation for a smooth transition of power. His foresight and tactical acumen ensured the stability and continuity of the Assyrian Empire beyond his reign, leaving a legacy of effective governance and strategic foresight. The ascension of Ashurbanipal to the Assyrian throne and Shamash-Shum-Ukin to the Babylonian throne following Asaradan's passing in 669 BC represented a pivotal moment in the consolidation of power within the empire. Ashurbanipal's rule ushered in an era characterized by unparalleled military conquests and imperial supremacy in the Near East. His notable victories in Egypt, where he vanquished Pharaoh Taharqa and Tandani, not only expanded Assyria's territorial reach, but also brought substantial riches and prestige to the empire. Despite these triumphs, Ashurbanipal encountered persistent challenges, such as the rebellion incited by his own brother Shamash-Shum-Ukin in 652, resulting in the devastation of Babylon and the eventual downfall of Shamash-Shum-Ukin. Additionally, conflicts with Elam further complicated Ashurbanipal's governance, underscoring the intricate web of tensions inherent in managing a vast and diverse empire. While Ashurbanipal's military successes were commendable, the decision not to annex Elam would later prove to be a strategic miscalculation, leaving the region susceptible to Persian incursions and protracted conflicts. Despite the grandiose depiction of Assyria as a dominant power in Ashurbanipal's inscriptions, cracks in the empire's foundation began to surface. The loss of Egypt and the inability to quell rebellious Arab tribes weakened Assyrian authority, while the harsh treatment of Babylon exacerbated anti-Assyrian sentiments in Mesopotamia. The ascendance of the eunuchs to positions of influence underscored the widening gap between the monarch and the traditional ruling elites, contributing to the gradual erosion of Assyrian power and the eventual collapse of the empire. Following Ashurbanipal's demise, Assyria entered a tumultuous period under the rule of monarchs like Ashur-etil-ilani and Saracen. External threats and internal dissension, particularly from Babylon, plagued their reigns, further destabilizing the empire. These challenges underscored the complexity of maintaining control over a vast and multifaceted dominion, highlighting the precarious nature of imperial rule in the ancient world. During Ashur-etil-ilani's reign, his authority was overshadowed by the more prominent leader, Sin-Shimmu-Ler of Ur. This comparison highlighted a lack of strong leadership on Ashur-etil-ilani's part, as he failed to engage in significant military campaigns and presided over a relatively quiet period. When Sin-Shizan took over, the situation escalated as uprisings, particularly in Babylon, led by figures like Sin-Shimmu-Tisir, posed a significant challenge. The unrest was further complicated by the death of Babylon's vassal king Kalalanu, making it difficult for Sin-Shizan to control the rebellions effectively. The instability that plagued the region created an opening for Nabu-Piser to champion Babylonian independence, eroding Assyrian control. Nabu-Piser's ascension to power in Babylon marked a crucial shift in the struggle for autonomy. Despite facing initial setbacks against Sin-Shar-Isis's forces, Nabu-Piser's unwavering resolve, coupled with internal turmoil within Assyria, allowed him to solidify his rule. The rebellions in Assyria's western territories weakened Sin-Shizan's grip, ultimately enabling Nabu-Piser to seize Babylon in 620. The loss of Babylonia dealt a severe blow to Assyrian dominance, signalling the beginning of their decline in the region. What began as a setback for Assyria evolved into a decisive moment, as Nabu-Piser's consolidation of power eventually led to the downfall of Assyrian supremacy. The aftermath of Nabu-Piser's incursions into the Assyrian heartland in 615 SED precipitated a rapid decline of the once mighty empire. The attacks on Assyrian border towns underscored a notable shift in power dynamics, with Stick I of Egypt intervening to emphasize Assyria's strategic importance as a buffer zone against the burgeoning Babylonian threat. However, the pivotal turning point came with the intervention of the Median authority under King Sakar, further destabilizing Assyria's position in the region. This sequence of events demonstrates how a series of internal weaknesses and external pressures culminated in the downfall of Assyrian supremacy, reshaping the geopolitical landscape of the ancient Near East. Under the astute leadership of King Sakar, the Mes embarked on a bold and relentless offensive campaign against the formidable Assyrian Empire. This strategic move aimed to weaken Sin-Shar-Is's forces and ultimately secure a decisive victory. The pivotal moment came in 614, when the May forces successfully captured the crucial city of Ashur. This conquest was not merely a military triumph, but also a brutal event that resulted in the city's looting and the tragic massacre of its inhabitants. The fall of Ashur had a profound impact on Assyrian morale, severely shaking the foundation of their empire. The capture of Ashur set the stage for the eventual downfall of Nineveh, the renowned capital of the Assyrian Empire, which ultimately succumbed in 612. The siege of Nineveh was a grueling 2-month ordeal, with the Babylonians and the Mes relentless in their assault. The city's population besieged and starved, eventually yielded to the combined forces, leading to Sarazan's demise as he valiantly defended the city. Following the collapse of Nineveh, remnants of the Assyrian military regrouped around a prince who established a stronghold in Haran. Despite their efforts to revive Assyrian governance, Haran eventually fell to the Babylonian Median coalition in 610, marking another significant blow to the once mighty Assyrian Empire. The final nail in the coffin for the Assyrian Empire came with the decisive defeat of Ashur-bel II at the Battle of Kish in 605. This defeat marked the definitive end of the ancient lineage of Assyrian kings and signalled the dissolution of Assyria as a sovereign state. Although elements of Assyrian culture persisted in successor states, the fall of Haran effectively marked the end of Assyria's substantial political and military influence in the region. Today, remnants of Assyrian influence can still be observed in successor states, with their art and architecture bearing recognisable similarities to the grandeur of the once mighty Assyrian Empire. The fall of Haran not only marked the end of an era in the region's history, but also served as a poignant reminder of the transient nature of empires and the enduring legacy they leave behind. And that concludes our serene exploration of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. I hope this ASMR history session has brought you both relaxation and insight into the remarkable legacy of this ancient civilization. If you enjoyed this tranquil journey, please like the video and subscribe to the